The biggest thing holding back your agency is not your skill set, it is what is going on between your ears. I'm gonna break down the 7 limited beliefs that agency owners have that prevents them from scaling to 6 and 7 figures inside of their business. And these are the same shifts that allowed us to scale to over $200,000 per month inside of our business, hire a team of over 25, and also be able to hire a CEO to run my business for me so I could actually step out of it. Belief number 1 is that I'm the only one that can do the work. I had this same belief when I first started. I thought people were hiring me for my skill set and that it would feel impossible for anybody to ever do what I'm doing because I'm the best at what I did. Here's the thing though, if you remain in that mindset, you're always going to be the bottleneck inside of your business because everything is going to have to go through you. What took me from basically having that mindset, kind of holding on to all of the deliverables and really fearing delegation to being able to scale was realizing that the team will only work as good as I'm able to train them. So the mindset that we have to have is not a me approach, but how can I actually create trainings to set somebody up for success and ultimately be a leader? Clients don't want you, they want the results. And if you can train people to help create the result, then you're gonna be just fine. Dylan, one of our clients, went from basically doing $3,000 a month, super overwhelmed inside of his business and really having a ton of limiting beliefs around scaling, hiring people inside of his business, to now he's doing $100,000 a month, monthly recurring revenue because he's been able to get out of his own way.
If you want the same system that Dylan's used to scale to $100,000 per month in his agency, click the first link in the description and I want to give you the exact systems he and 364 agencies have used to scale and buy back their time.
Belief number 2 is I need to say yes to everything. Look, when I first started my business, I would say yes to anything that would come across my desk because I was a hustler, I was grinding, I would do anything for a paycheck. If you need me to do SEO, sure, I'll figure out how to do that. If you need me to build a website, yep, let's do it. Whatever you needed me to do, I would do because I was in hustle mode, I was in grind mode, thinking that's what it really took to scale a business. The problem with this is that you're really trying to scale the unscalable by saying yes to everything. And the problem with this is you're just gonna be the bottleneck every single time that you try to scale because you can't scale by reinventing the wheel every single time and saying yes to everything inside of your business. Instead, what you need is you need a productized offer that gets your clients from where they are to where they wanna go in a step-by-step fashion that you can create outcomes for so that the clients want the outcomes, not the deliverables, and they're not asking you for specific deliverables, they're asking for the outcome that you've been marketing to them. By doing this, you'll be able to not only be seen as an authority for your clients and basically be seen as the solution to their problems, but you'll actually have the foundation to actually scale beyond yourself. This is the same thing that we did for Dimitri. He was doing one-off projects, custom projects for his clients, and kind of felt like he was always in that feast and famine cycles. And what we did is we came up with a productized offer that was clear to get his clients from where they are to where they want to go, and we plugged in the authority funnel to market his offer in a really clear, concise way. And literally in 4 months, he got $30,000 monthly recurring revenue as a result of this. And he wasn't saying yes to everything. He was being pinpointed, focused on his productized offer that gets his clients his clear outcomes. This is something that you guys can simply do too. You guys do not need to say yes to everything and be in hustle mode. Belief number 3 that we need to eliminate is that more clients equals more chaos. When I first started, that's what our business felt like. Every time we would get a client, it wouldn't be like, yep, let's freaking go. It would be like, oh my gosh, we kind of felt a little hunch in our gut and we were like, all right, let's figure out how to fulfill for this and hopefully we don't drop the ball. And it was really just a guessing game across the board. The reality behind more clients equaling more chaos is simply just a lack of systems and a lack of a productized offer. If you can have a productized offer and you can have systems that you can put basically your client through to get them to the outcome, then it becomes really easy to scale. And all you really are doing is you're scaling up the systems as you're getting more clients and you're putting them through really a productized process. But if you don't have SOPs, if you don't have a system, if you don't have a process to get your clients from where they are to where they want to go, yeah, it's going to feel chaotic. Yeah, it's going to be overwhelming every single time you hire a client, especially if you're saying yes to everything, especially if you don't have systems in place. It's going to feel like less of a celebration and more of the opposite. It's going to feel overwhelming at the end of the day. And one of our clients, Austin, out in Nashville, like this was exactly what he did. He was basically a contractographer and videographer. He would say yes to basically everything. And he would always tell us how overwhelmed he would feel with really just a couple of clients. And what we did is we basically productized his onboarding, productized his systems, created a system. He basically duplicated the agency operating system inside of his business, and he hired people to work the system. And now he's working less while predictably being able to get more clients because he has systems and people in place to actually fulfill. And every single time he gets a client, it's not demanding 20 hours of his time. Belief number 4 is that I need to figure everything out on my own. I was that guy. I didn't even know what an agency was when I started freelancing. I just knew I had a skill set that I could do it. I was basically realized that I'm scaling in the wrong direction because I said yes to everything and I have a job for myself and everybody feels overwhelmed and there's no way I can actually scale this thing because everything is relying on me. That was basically my mindset at the end of the day. It wasn't until I hired a coach that I was able to really get crystal clear on my business and crystal clear on my plan moving forward. That same coach worked with us from helping develop a really solid offer to being able to scale to over $200,000 a month. And without his coaching, there's no way that I would have been able to shortcut my way to success. And over the past 5 years, we've invested multiple six figures into coaching programs so that we can shortcut our way to the outcome that we want. So one of the biggest things that I wish I knew earlier, and one of the things that I wish I did earlier, was invest in coaching, because there's people out there who have done what you want to do, have a system of how to get you from where you are to where you want to go that you can plug into, pay into to get there quicker. Coaching has been one of the best investments in our business. In 9 times out of 10, we always make our money back. And I think about Juliana, who's inside of Agency U, and she went from basically doing $1,500 a month overwhelmed, and she was binging all of our YouTube videos trying to figure out everything on her own, and she finally drummed up the courage and timing to invest into Agency U. And as a result, now she's doing around $15,000 per month. She's been able to travel to Brazil to see her family. She's been able to buy her dream car and really build a lifestyle around it. And she spent months binging our YouTube videos, and once she finally pulled the trigger, she was able to hit $10,000 literally in the first month, and now she's doing $15,000 per month in monthly recurring revenue and has a fantastic lifestyle as a result. Belief number 5 is that my market will not pay premium prices. I had this fear a ton because I was just doing whatever the client wanted, and I was saying yes to everything, and whatever the client wanted, I would just kind of throw out a price, or I'd estimate how much time it would take me and really attach my time to a hourly rate. The problem with this is that if it's always based off of deliverables, it's going to be really hard to price well and price high. It's not until we go from being deliverable focused to outcome focused is when we can actually create more value for our offer. Because at the end of the day, what we need to do when it comes to our offer is figure out, okay, what is it that the clients want? And if we can come up with a productized way to get our clients to the outcome, to make more money at the end of the day, because that's what agencies do, is then all we need to do is come up with an ROI calculation in order to figure out, based off of the value that I'm providing, what is a market rate, what is the value that our services could actually provide to the customers. If you can get a client 5 deals a month or 20 leads a week, like what is the value of that for the customers? And then you can start going from deliverable focused pricing to actually value-based pricing. Good to know your deliverable based pricing, but if you can actually provide clear outcomes and your offer actually backs that up, then you're able to charge a lot more because the value is there. Oftentimes it's just tweaks in the positioning, tweaks now you're looking at your offer and potentially adding a few skill sets. I think about Mike, who is basically doing like 30 videos a month for his clients, crossing his fingers that he would go viral for them, and only to basically just flop, be overwhelmed, have to hire editors left and right because he was constantly need to pump out more and more videos, to now he's basically doing 8 videos a month running ads for clients, and he's getting them a really clear ROI, and now he's charging more than double per month for his offer because he's able to actually create value for the clients and position his offer as being valuable to his actual clients. Belief number 6 is I am not a salesperson. I need better sales skills to actually grow. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just creative, or I'm just technical and I'm not really keen on sales, and this is going to hold me back because I don't have a background in sales. I don't know how to actually jump on sales calls. I was the same way, especially because I was getting a lot of referrals, and once I started actually plugging in a client acquisition strategy, I would talk to all these people who were cold and who had no idea who I was, and I felt really, really intimidated. What we've implemented is what we call the authority funnel inside of our business, which is a simple DM ad with content and then an actual sales system that pre-qualifies the customers and pre-sells them before they actually jump on a call. The reason you probably are not good at sales is because you probably don't have a good sales system in place. So what we like to do is, one, the client acquisition process, it warms them up, it pre-sells them throughout the acquisition process, meaning your ad is really good, it speaks to their ideal pain points, you have content to support that. And then what happens when they actually book a call, which is a VSL, which is a sales framework that you're following, which is a follow-up protocol, and it's really just a system. One thing that I like that Alex Hormozi always talks about is that the sign of a good salesperson is not necessarily their charisma or how well they speak. It is really just adherence to a script. And what we need to do as salespeople is we need to figure out what is that script, what framework that we can adhere to that gives us the highest at-bat percentage and basically on-base percentage and closing percentage, so that we can just follow the script over and over and over again. And last but not least, one of my favorite beliefs that I have been able to smash is that I need to work harder in order to make more money. Look, when I first started my business, I thought the harder I work, the more money I make. I had Gary Vee in my ear chirping, hustle, like I would listen to all these podcasts about grinding all the time, and I thought that was what business ownership is like. That is what I'm signing up for. I love the freaking grind. And the problem with this is that it was all around me. I was doing everything inside of my business because I had this hustle mentality that everything revolves around me. Everybody wants to only work with me, and I had this ego driving the business. It wasn't until I realized from my mentor who said, systems run the business, people run the systems. If you can do that, then you can finally work on the business, do more things that you enjoy, actually become a true business owner, that I was able to implement systems, team, hiring, processes, so that I could plug people into work the business that came to us and really remove myself from the day-to-day. And at the end of the day, like looking back, like that is what business ownership is. We don't build businesses to grind all the time. We build businesses to create jobs, to build teams, to work on the business, because that's what's fun about business ownership, is building something freaking dope, hiring people to help us out and creating jobs for your local market or whatever it is that you're doing. Because that at the end of the day is the most fulfilling part of business ownership, is seeing other people grow, creating opportunities and building the business. It's not the grind, because the grind is what's going to keep you trapped working all the time. I mean, personally, I would work from 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. all the time, not be present with anybody because I was thinking about all the things I had to do. And ultimately, at one point, I took a lot of pride in that. But looking back, that is just not what we signed up for when we were business owners. And one of the people inside of agency that I really think about is Cameron, who came to us. Basically, he would attend every single shoot. He'd be on the sales calls. He would oversee all the project management. He'd be posting for his clients. And what we did is we plugged in the agency operating system, helped him come up with some leadership tactics at his organization so that he'd work himself out of the business, plug people in to hire to take over some of the stuff that he was doing. He went to being able to take 2 weeks off, stress-free, not look at his phone when he was on vacation. He came and visited me, and like he was really relaxed, and he seemed a lot more calm because he had people in place and he wasn't feeling like he needed to be on every single shoot and the clients didn't need him, because he put systems in place and he plugged the right people in to actually work those systems. And the truth is that none of these beliefs are your fault. Nobody really teaches this stuff, especially when you first start building your business. Oftentimes, this is discovered as you're in the business and you're reflecting on what's actually going on. And if you want the same agency operating system that took me from working 16 hours a day, burnt out inside of my business, to scaling to over $200,000 a month, hiring a team, having data at our business, and it's the same system that literally over 1,000 people have already downloaded inside of their agency, you can click the link down in the description to grab that and literally just duplicate it inside of your business and start implementing it today. What you'll get is the same client acquisition framework that took multiple agencies to $30,000 a month within 3 months inside of their business, the fulfillment funnel so you can create a system of how you get your clients from where they are to where they want to go, and a client directory and a client portal that allows you to be on top of everything that has to do with your client. And there's so much more in there, guys. All you have to do is just click the link in the description to grab it and duplicate it inside of your business. And if you want help one-to-one from the agency you team in implementing this inside of your agency, or the client acquisition strategy, or to learn more about how we can help you go from being a glorified freelancer and operator inside your business to an orchestrator using all of these systems and tactics that have taken us to multiple 7 figures inside of our business, you can also click the link down below in the description to book a call with our team. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We will see you on the next one.